Finally, the Tesla Model 3 can now be leased. This is kind of the last piece of the puzzle of this whole Model 3 journey. A lot of people are leasing cars. As a matter of fact, I just produced a video on this channel, one of many of why you should lease rather than buy electric cars, specifically Teslas. You can check out that video there. But let me tell you what's happening. There is a limitation on that lease. It doesn't make it as awesome as regular leases. I'll tell you all about it coming up next. Welcome to E4Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right, so as we know, Tesla finally released the $35,000 version, which they kind of tried to take back. This is the second news that's going on. There's another video already on my channel about that. They've changing prices, but technically you can still get the $35,000 version. But now you can lease Tesla Model 3 cars. As you know, I believe that most people, and there's some exceptions, but most people are better off leasing. It just simply makes more financial sense. But this is a big deal. A lot of people like myself were waiting for something like this. And Tesla was holding off for a while because, obviously leasing a car does not bring immediate profits as fast as, just buying, selling them. Now, this is an indication, could be an indication of a couple of things. One is that they feel like they got everything under control financially, or, and no, this seems like maybe more possible or more probable possibility is that they believe that they're not able to sell as many Model 3s as they used to, so demand is subsiding, and therefore the lease definitely should kick that demand up. And to be honest with you, if I was in the market for Model 3, and I might be, the fact that you can lease it now is definitely a huge. I bet there will be tens of thousands of people who now is going to try to pull the trigger on their Model 3. And not just the standard version. I think there might be quite a few people, especially people who want a performance version or one of the more expensive versions, but don't want to pay a lot of money for the loan payments. Now they're able to come in and get those cars. So this definitely a big deal. Now, there is a limitation. Normally, at the end of the lease, you can buy that car out of the bank at the previously agreed price. Now, the reason to do that is because if the market price of the car is higher than that residual value, so therefore, instead of just giving the car back to the bank, you buy it out for that price and you sell it for the market value, and therefore you're recovering the money that otherwise you would have lost. So that's a pretty important caveat of one of many reasons why I suggest people should lease cars. However, this is not going to happen. What Tesla's saying is that you will not be able to buy those cars from them. They're going to get it back and they're going to use for the Tesla network. That's a ride-sharing network that Tesla's suggesting that they are going to be starting pretty soon. As a matter of fact, we can kind of now say, okay, on average, a lease is about 3 years, and I believe Tesla will not be offering 2-year leases anyway. Okay, so it's 3-year lease. So that means Tesla believes that the level 4 autonomy is about 3 years away for Tesla, which doesn't sound that crazy. I mean, I think they made some amazing advances very recently, hardware and software-wise. So I believe it, and level 4 autonomy is exactly what you need for the self-driving ride-sharing service, but they're calling it Tesla network. So that's one of the caveats that you just won't be able to get with this lease. Again, a bit of a limitation. I'm not really sure why Tesla can't just produce new cars for that service, and they specifically want to use the used ones. That's a little baffling. There's no answer why. It's just like they created a press release about it, which again, kudos to Tesla and Elon Musk. Instead of just shooting out all these random tweets and having people ask questions, they put up a pretty clear statement. Well, not fully precise, but a pretty detailed statement. So kudos to them for doing that. I really do appreciate that. Now, let's talk about some of the positives here and some of the negatives. Before that, of course, I want to remind you that this video and this channel is sponsored by Xcelerate Auto, that are also offering business leases for all electric cars, including Tesla Model 3, but also extended warranty for all electric cars up to 125,000 miles, only $100 deductibles, and you can get yourself a discount code in the description of this video for an extra $100 off. But go there so you can apply and get yours today. It's called Xcare. All right, so we've talked about what's happening with the lease, which basically is you can't get a Model 3 with the lease. There is a limitation about you not being able to buy that out of the lease, and it kind of tells us that maybe level 4 autonomy is around the corner if you consider 3 years around the corner. So let's break it down into positives and negatives. All right, so the positive is that not only a lot of people like myself now can get a Model 3 if we wanted to, a lot of people will. This will get a lot of people excited about it, but most importantly, we'll start getting Teslas. You know, they will be selling these cars. I know there's might be an issue with the demand, especially on the higher price models. So that is absolutely awesome. To me, this is like the journey complete. Again, there's another news about the $35,000 version possibly going away is a bit odd, but nevertheless, the journey is complete, and I think this is definitely the time to celebrate. Now, the negatives are, of course, is that it's the lease that where you can buy the car out of it, and therefore, if you could recover some of the money because of the better market, you just won't be able to. Then the other thing is that I'm not really sure if it's a good thing that all of the Tesla network cars are going to be all used rather than being new. But then you can also argue that, well, you know, after a few rides, after a few people throw up in it or whatever, spill something, it's kind of already used. Even maybe worse than if just one person driven it for 3 years. So I'm gonna let them have a pass on it. But nevertheless, this is the really big news. I really think, and let me know what you guys think. How many of you now will get yourself a Model 3 for no other reason but because you now can lease it versus buying it. Oh, by the way, quick reminder, don't forget to get on our VIP list. This is a new weekly newsletter that we're launching. The first one will be sent out this weekend. You'll get some exclusive content, news, and offers that you won't be able to receive on this channel or even the website. And of course, I want to give a quick shout out to one of my newer Patreons, Sarvesh Chandra. Thank you so much for joining my Patreon community, supporting and contributing to the success of this independent channel. If you want to become a Patreon, please go to the description of this video and browse to patreon.com/E4Electric. The link is there. All right. I'm looking forward to your comments about this. I'm personally excited. I think this is amazing news for Tesla. Other than that, see you guys next time. And remember to stay charged.